Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod Mindful Media and Communication. I'm glad you're back again, and we're talking about a little bit of, serious, but also not serious, and then again super serious. We're talking about football to some extent. If you're a football fan, soccer for the Americans, but you should get used to this, calling it football by now since you're all big football fans ever since Messi came over. As you know, no, it's not only the CONCACAF, hey Pat McAfee, CONCACAF happening, but of course also the European Championships are just around the corner, and it's not the CONCACAF, right? It's the Copa America. See, you can blame me back Pat McAfee. That's a tongue twister for a non-native speaker. But hey, at least I know it's the Euros are happening 2024 in Germany, my home country. I'm not in Germany, as you know if you listen to the podcast. I'm in Thailand. But of course, I'm very excited for the European Championship. And especially now that we have some really good young players. So it's not going to be a player breakdown, even though I would love to talk about like Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, Pavlovic. I hope he's okay. He got a head injury this past weekend playing for Bayern. So fingers crossed that this young and up-and-coming superstar is going to be with us for the friendlies, but also then, of course, for the Euros. Would be cool. So we're not breaking down the players. What we do is we're looking into like the recent controversy around the German national team and their recent Euro 2024 jersey/kit drop. So as you know, when major tournaments are around the corner, basically all the teams, they drop their new kits because, hey, you want to sell merchandise, right? So now all the Adidas sponsored, powered clubs or national teams dropped new kits. Others too, but I think Adidas probably just announced them at the same time, I assume. So it's like Italy, who else is Adidas? Belgium, I think, Albania, if I'm not mistaken. Spain. They all dropped new kits. They all look like classic, like Italy is super classic. I think it's just blue and white. I'm assuming home is white, away is blue, or the other. I'm not sure. It's Italy. Who cares? I'm joking. It's just because Germany, Italy has like this rivalry in football. But then the German kit dropped, and while the home jersey is like very classic, like mostly white, a little bit of black, like stripes in there, and like the German flag on the shoulders, like very 1990s style, similar to the 1990 World Cup winning jersey, I want to say actually. But then the away kit dropped. And oh God, German internet, it seems to be the biggest issue in the German internet right now is the German football national team's away kit. Why? Because usually in the old days, 1990s and so on, and then even 2010 around, I think, the away kits have been usually green. Like greenish, dark green. I have one of those jerseys myself, actually, like the green one from 2010, I think. Or was it 2018? Anyways, other times, 2014 championship shirt, the away kit was like black and red stripes. I got this one too, because, hey, of course, we knew we were going to make it. Then for the last Euro, the away kit was just black, for example. Looked very cool, I think. A bit intimidating. Maybe that's why we don't go for it anymore, because, our history. So the new away kit is neither black, nor red, nor green. It's purple, pink, purple. And German internet is losing it. It's crazy. So that's why I figured it's worth looking into, like the communication, because of course, like you communicate something with dropping a kit like this, wearing jerseys like that, and of course the fan base is communicating as well to some extent. So I wanted to look into this a little bit. So yeah, part number one. Adidas and the DFB, the German Football Association. DFB is the German Football Association, so I will say DFB moving forward, meaning German Football Association, okay? Deutscher Fußballbund, DFB, so German Football Association. Okay, so the DFB and Adidas dropped this kit, and they dropped it in a very fun way, I think, in a very cool way too. Like they have lots of like cool campaign videos, Adidas and the DFB right now, with lots of the well-known national team players in there. Pretty cool. So yeah, lots of humor in there, lots of flair, and clearly also they knew what would happen. Yeah, so they knew their target audience, because they released some follow-up videos that exactly make fun of / address the outrage that's happening right now. So they knew that in advance, which is fantastic. Because their reactions, like I said earlier, I mean, some are admirable. Like they're like, hey, that's brave. Amongst those, me, for example, I think trying something new and being like an established nation such as Germany, like which is like a famous football nation, right? Like a tournament championship team, and then trying something new and stepping out and saying like, hey, we're trying to be like more inclusive, opening up the game for everyone. We don't need to be intimidating all the time with our shirts and stuff. Like, why not try something new? Like, no problem with that. Do I like the black shirts better? Yes. Can I appreciate what they're doing? Also, yes. Right, so you don't have to hate it just because you have a different style. If you hate it just because it's pink, for example, like this is not German. It's like one of the main arguments on the internet right now. And maybe you're insecure. That's my point of view. So some people admire it, some people support it, some people are confused, some people are really heated about it. Okay, and some are saying like, are we just watching football, or are we attending a fashion show where it looks like a girl's jersey or something like this? And this then led to a deeper conversation. And what I actually also like in this case is, like the comment, that's like, this looks like a girl's jersey, wasn't picked up or like anticipated by Adidas. And in the second campaign video, you see a German female national team player saying, replying to like a tweet that reads the girl's jersey, saying, well, I don't see them having eight European championships like the girls, so I don't think so. And also smart play with it. And then it cuts to the male players and they go like, oh, burn. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to play it here in the podcast video because I don't want to take away the clicks and so on. So just check it out. Go to Adidas, go to DFB. You will see Adidas Germany, I believe, Adidas Fußball, Adidas Football, or DFB. You will see those campaign videos. They are really, really, really cool. So like I said, the main voices right now are appreciative, clearly the minority, then confused, and haters, clearly the majority right now. At least the vocal, in this case, very, 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 very vocal. So it feels like a majority. And then lots of comments say, this is not German. That's not German. And in the second follow-up campaign video, then the camera pans to Florian Wirtz, one of our young stars right now, staring at the camera saying, it is, which is also very, very, very cool. So again, clearly they knew what's going to happen. I don't think that they just reacted to it. They needed to anticipate some of those things. So very, very, very well done from a marketing point of view, like being prepared and communicating and replying to the comments they knew they would get, which was pretty smart. So knowing your audience, very, very important, very well done here by Adidas and whatever agency is behind that. If you look at a few media theories, like what we usually do here, right? So we could look at like a very basic model. So I hope my students are listening right now. You could look at Stuart Hall's encoding decoding model. We just had it in our midterm exam, by the way. We see Adidas and the DFB's message here met with like a myriad of interpretations, right? So this showcases the diversity of audience reception based on cultural and personal lenses. Decoding and encoding, right? Based on the audience's background, the cultural influence, and so on. If you've ever taken any of my classes, you should be aware of that. If not, come take one of my classes. We also have the agenda setting theory ready here, of course, right? Oh, before I go there, decoding and encoding, of course, also clearly indicates or shows which cultural background you're from. And then, of course, also actually kind of like unravels like a deeper view onto the audience itself. Actually, if you see, oh, that's how you react to a pink T-shirt, you're reacting like this. Something is not okay with you. I mean, it's at the end, it's a T-shirt, right? So if you have like this strong reaction to it, there must be something behind it, like cultural, societal, family issues, whatever, right? So there must be something behind it. So I think that's why it's so very interesting to look into like this very basic encoding decoding model. But then I'm getting so excited. But then going further to keep asking, why do you react the way you react? There must be something driving those reactions. But back to the agenda setting theory. I just suggested like Adidas and the DFB here, they have steered the conversation. Again, they don't dictate what to think. They don't tell you, you have to think pink is awesome. But what they do is they challenge norms and maybe invite you to reimagine tradition. Like all these conversations, that's not German. Like, why not? Legends like Rudi Völler, for example, like who was like a very famous player, world champion, and also a very famous manager for Bayer Leverkusen and also national team manager. Everyone loves him. Like he's a legend in the 70s. I'm a guest right now, and he's in the video, in the campaign video, and they're like, "Hey, Rudy, you like it?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's awesome." Like, yeah. So they challenge norms and invite the audience to reimagine what is German actually. What is tradition? Just a very smart thing to do. Again, they're not telling you have to love pink now. They just tell you to think about what does it mean to be German actually. Okay. In the background music, also like a Major Tom playing like a very famous German song, but of course a remix, like also very cool, like TikTok remix, very very cool. So using postmodernism to blur the boundaries also between different media channels, what's real and what's not real. Very 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 cool, like fantastic advertisement. And I'm not even getting paid from Adidas. Adidas, you should hire me. We can also use the framing theory, right? Framing theory, also discussed it several times in the podcast before. This campaign was framed not just as a kit launch, but as like this bold statement, like what I said earlier, trying to reshape perception of what German football represents. Like for the longest time, German football is like hard work, run a lot, tackle everybody, and so on. It didn't stand for versatility, creativity, and so on. But now with also the kids becoming more creative, more expressive, that maybe also tries to change the perception of German football from like away from like this just hard work to like being more creative, more imaginative. So you can frame your message, right, in a way that you would like the conversation to go. And that's what Adidas and the DFB did here quite well. I've got two more that we discussed before, and I think they fit here very well. One is one of my favorites. If you listen to the podcast more frequently, you know that the spiral of silence. This basically just means it's the shut up theory, right? Spiral of silence. Because the spiral of silence means that usually the majority of the voices that are loud, they will drown out the minority of dissenting voices. Okay, meaning I like the kit. I think it's kind of cool, kind of creative. I'm like, oh, if it wouldn't be that expensive, I might even buy it. But because all of my friends are hating on it, I'm just sitting back quietly, silent, and I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe it's not that cool, so I'm not gonna, okay. And so I accept the vocal, loud majority of voices that's out there and don't stand up for my own voice. And I think that's happening a lot here right now because the outrage was so loud that now the people who actually are behind it, they're like, hey, it's not that bad actually, that their voice is getting drowned out. So that's the spiral of silence, okay? And lastly, I have to mention it because I mention it in almost every episode, so you should be familiar by now. Cultivation theory, right? Our old friend, cultivation theory. Cultivation theory is basically like the long game, right? Over time, And so you're exposed to the message over and over again for a long period of time, and then you get to accept it, understand it, maybe even make it your own. So over time, this very bold new move may well also cultivate this new cultural acceptance and perhaps even preference for innovation in sports apparel, and making people understand that you don't always have to stick to the same old things just because. Okay, so now being exposed to the new kit more and more. Now there are 2 friendly matches coming up before the European Championships, before the Euros 2024. They will wear the new kits already for the friendlies, so getting the people exposed to it, keep using it, keep showcasing it, keep probably publishing more follow-up campaign videos from Adidas, so that the audience is getting exposed to it more, and then probably, hopefully, accept it and maybe even make it their own. And so that's, I think, very smart move there also from the DFB and Adidas. We also cannot understate how important humor is in those ad campaigns, though. Because in those ad videos, Adidas and the DFB clearly embrace humor, utilize humor with the players and everybody, like some influencers and so on involved in their videos. And they knew it's going to be a controversy, so they navigate this controversy with like a little bit of levity and wit, which is very nice. So that's something I didn't expect, because, well, Germans aren't famous for the humor. So it's the nicer to actually see this. Okay, so the campaign is like joking, it disarmed like critics, it engaged fans with utilizing the famous football players, influencers, jokes, inside jokes, music even. So that's a testament to the humor's ability to bridge divides, making this new kit not just a point of like contention, but more like a conversation starter, I want to say, which is cool. Yeah? And almost lastly, the whole debate is basically now not just a football debate, it's a societal, cultural debate. It leads to reimagining what does German actually mean. Yeah, this debate transcends more than just the color choice of a football kit. It delves into the heart of like national identity, tradition versus innovation, if you will, and the dynamic nature of cultural symbols in this globalized sport. And today we ask, can pink be the new black and white of German football, for example? Why not? Maybe it's a good thing to have like this new color pattern as something that people can identify with, who just haven't been part of this old school German cultural thing. Yeah, Germany is a melting pot of cultures. If you've ever been to major cities in Germany, you will see there are so many different cultures there. Yeah, second generation, third generation maybe, but maybe they can't identify as much with Franz Beckenbauer, Rudi Völler maybe even, yeah. But they can identify, they do like the new stars in German football. And maybe you're not having to see like this old school colored jersey, but something new. That like, we build on this new thing together. Yeah, we're starting from here right now. This is the new Germany. Colorful, creative, innovative, inclusive. Maybe it's a very good starting point. And maybe, I'm not sure if Adidas really wanted that, but maybe that's just what Germany needs right now to actually continue growing together. Yeah, let me know what you think about the new German kit. Do you think I'm interpreting too much into that right now? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think pink is silly? Do you think, no, pink is my favorite color? According to Steve Tyler. What do you think? And most importantly, who do you think we're beating in the Euro 2024 finals? Let me know in the comments at FunkitPod everywhere on social media. FunkitPod@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, your favorite team will score a goal in the Euros. Leave a review, that really helps a lot. That would be awesome. Until then, take care, stay safe.